Pixar created my childhood, made my childhood, and most importantly, inspired me in so many imaginative ways. Pixar has been a part of my life since I was born. It was the first film being played throughout my entire household on repeat every day, and 24/7, needing multiple VHS copies to support my addiction. Toy Story 2 being the first film I ever saw in theaters. Bugs Life made me think differently about bugs. Monster Inc. made me not afraid of the monster in my closet. And The Incredibles made me think of my family as a super family. Plus, even adding in, Finding Nemo made me want to hug my mom and dad more than ever. And, well, you get the gist. Ever since then, Pixar has cemented their creative worlds into my life. Pete Docter, the mind behind Inside Out and Up, now returns with this latest film, Soul, which is also co-directed and written by Kemp Powers. Also made One Night in Miami earlier this year, and my god, what a fantastic film that was as well. Soul was supposed to debut earlier this year in theaters, but due to the pandemic, it will now be released on Disney Plus this Christmas Day. What a film this will be for families to dive right into. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new movie review. My name is Zach, and if you guys are new here, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. I love talking movies, and especially when it comes down to Pixar. Pixar is like my favorite movie studio of all time. I'm critical of them, but at the same time, I'm always very excited to see what next passion project they have in store for us. And with Soul being the discussion of today's topic, I'm so excited to talk about it, guys. So make sure to comment down below. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Are you guys excited for Soul? Are you not? What is your favorite Pixar film? As well, guys, hit that like and subscribe button. I won't be sharing my favorite Pixar film just yet, because that'll be for my Pixar ranking coming later this week. So again, you won't want to miss out on that. Truly enough, Soul is another Pixar masterpiece, a gem that will be hailed as a top tier for years to come. Just like how Pixar has redefined animation over the years, this is another start to it all. When the movie ended, I had tears in my eyes. My heart flustered up, and I stood up and gave it a standing ovation. It saddens me that I couldn't see this in theaters, but I'm so happy that so many people will be able to view the movie finally. When it comes to an animated film, the thing that I want to start out with is always the animation, because I think this is pretty much the core crux of what this film is going to be about. We see so many different animated films every single year. Some that very much look cheap, and some that look absolutely awe-inspiring, or the next generation of an animated, and might change and redefine the game. Earlier this year, we got Wolfwalkers, which again looked stunning. And even looking at Over the Moon, another stunning animated film. But what I really want to pay attention to in Soul is how they really truly bring this world to life. New York City is a big part of this movie, and it's, in a sense, a character of its own. Besides the other characters that you come around in this world, the way that they play around with New York City is one of the most awe-inspiring ways that they really touch in basis. And I love how they animated it all, brought it all to life. In general, really much made it its own thing. And just jumping in back into the Soul world that we do go into, that world's a whole different level on its own. When I now go back and think about Inside Out and that world that was created, it feels like a prototype for what Soul truly is now. I was just caught off guard by the many different animated flips that happen inside here, especially within earlier into joining into the Soul world. And as the Soul world continues and as you explore it a little bit more, it's so interesting, and the animation plays a big perspective on how you truly feel about yourself before leaving the film. Eye-popping, it's perfection, and it's truly everything that I could want and more from this film. I think what I really loved is how the trailers didn't give anything away to this film. In fact, they very much hid away a lot of what makes this film so special, and I think that's maybe why not everyone was attached to the trailer as much as I was, because I love that Pixar was able to hide so much in here, but at the same time just give us enough to hinge us to being intrigued. It's like I said, how it now feels like Inside Out was the prototype for what this is. Really much every Pixar film that came before this really much feels like Soul was building on top of every single one of those elements. The message alone here is beautiful. It's absolutely one of my favorite messages that I really took away from this film, and it's something that I didn't expect to take away so heavily. I walked out of this film in tears, but at the same time feeling optimistic for my future now, and maybe what my soul is garnered to be on this earth now. Elements like that a lot of people will be able to take away, and that Pixar makes films not for just kids, but they make them for adults that kids can understand and still enjoy. That's what I love about Pixar, is that they were able to always redefine that and place it in such a unique capability. Talk about films such as Toy Story, Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Coco, Inside Out, all those sorts of films I feel like are more for adults, especially when you even look at Up. I mean, still, the opening of Up is one of the most tragic things and heart-shattering moments in all of animation. That's what Soul does again here, is because it does carry those same elements, and the way that it doesn't share any of that in the trailer is what I loved, because I was in for such a big surprise, and so will you. Let's jump into that voice casting first off. Jamie Foxx is perfect in here. He embodied this role, brought it to life in such a unique way, and again, you really feel like he was giving such a heartfelt performance in here. And voice casting, sometimes it's just like, oh, it just feels like the voice, I hear the voice, but there's nothing more of depth to there. But really in here, the sincerities that come about in his voice are some of the most perfect capabilities inside this film, and that gives major shout outs to the directors in here, because really without them, then it would just have seemed like another voice. Same thing goes for Tina Fey, who I was a little bit iffy when they announced the voice cast. I said, oh, that's really it. I was expecting maybe someone new, someone not new, maybe even, someone that we were really much in love with. Dang, Tina Fey really stole this movie a lot, and the way that 22 really gets developed throughout this film is one of the most important capabilities of this whole entire world. With voice casting, there's always going to be a lot of surprises, and these characters called Terry and Jerry have some of the most distinct voices throughout the entire film that I just really much appreciated. Characters here that are for adults and children, and again, that's what Pixar does so well. There's some jokes that are going to be more aimed towards adults. There's going to be more jokes in here that are aimed towards kids. It makes this movie such a great family movie for families to watch, because it, again, will leave different perspectives for everyone that watches this, depending on what time and place they are in their lives. Speaking about characters, I did have one little nitpick. Why I think this film was like literally a masterpiece. I found the antagonist to be definitely more towards the kids route. Very much as two antagonists in here. There's this one character that's trying to capture the soul because he cheat the system, and it feels like that was more towards kids. I didn't really love that aspect of this, but again, it's more towards kids, and it's such a small glimmer of what this film is. I wouldn't even dock the film for that, because truly the antagonist for me in this is actually himself. And that's just the way that I view it, because again, our worst enemies are usually ourselves. I digress. Let's jump back in. The directing and writing here is also superb. The script is truly everything that I could possibly want. The direction, the movement of every single scene moves at such a brisk pace. For an hour and 40-minute movie, it didn't even feel like that. It flew by like that, and by the time it ended, I was actually very sad, because I was so invested in this film that I wanted it to keep on going. Personal story here again is absolutely everything, and what makes Soul truly have a soul of its own. Of course, with it being a Pixar film, they always have excellent humor written throughout, and Soul truly did that. I was gut-busting laughing at times, with even tears coming through my eyes. Before I get really personal in this review about what Soul truly made my soul feel, the score is absolutely excellent in here. And, Atticus Ross and Trent Reznor, they make phenomenal scores. 9 Inch Nail Man, you guys are just killing it. Ink last month was a fantastic score as well, but Soul might be one of their best scores of all time. If any score is going to win this year, it's going to be one of the two. They're literally going to be fighting each other for best score, because these are two of the most memorable scores of the entire year. Like, my God, it just tied the whole film perfectly together. Soul truly made me look at my life in a new way. You're put on this world for a reason. You may not even know that yet. You might have this passion earlier in your life that you think that that's what it is, but maybe it's not. Or maybe it is. But everyone has a reason to live. Everyone has a reason to be on this earth. And it might not be the reason that you expect it to be. And I love how Soul really tackled that in such a grand manner. It asks you the questions of, what is your purpose in this world? What should you do? What is your passion? And how do you view yourself compared to others? Your sole purpose truly is here is completely different than what the next person is going to be. But that's what I love about this film. It left me coming out of this thinking about so many different elements. And with a film that I got to see at Sundance earlier this year, 9 Days, which made me leave the theater thinking about the meaning of life. This is a great double feature for me to now kind of grab both of those films and bring them in together for me to very much view in my own internal life. And I love that. I think everyone, again, is going to be taking something different away from it. But I love that about this film, and I think it's one of the most humane things about it all. What Soul truly does is it tells the human experience, and what if what you think is your purpose isn't? And what if now that changes your perspective on everyone around you? That's what Soul's done for me now. I want to live my life in a more grand way now. I left the theater wanting to live in the best possible way. And I wanted to look around my surrounding and think, what is my true purpose on this earth? Is it for what I'm doing right now? Or is it for something more and later in the future? Soul attacks you like that. but it's truly the heart of it all. Truly enough, that is what makes this film one of the most special and unique films that Pixar has put out in quite a while. Soul deserves every standing ovation and an inspirational, moving, and emotional journey that will make you want to live every minute of your life from now and until the end. Through its humor, animation, characters, world, score, direction, writing, and most importantly, its heart and soul, this brings the magic that Pixar infused into each and every one of its films and redefined and made another Pixar classic. It leaves an unforgettable journey as it traverses you to the next chapter in your life. Soul's a masterpiece. It's another Pixar gem, and just like many Pixar classics, it has cemented itself to be one of my favorites of all time. I'm going to give Soul an A+. Guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video again. You guys are seriously all the best. I had a blast talking with you guys about Soul, and I can't wait to show you guys my Pixar ranking coming later this week, so make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, comment down below, and let me know your guys' thoughts. How excited are you for Soul? What is your favorite Pixar film? What is your favorite film directed by Pete Docter? Let's discuss that. As well, guys, make sure to head on over to Sandwich on Films on how to see films early, and of course, it's a big day into you and a big day into my Patreon supporters, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. Thank you again, Disney, for providing me with an early screener of this. I can't wait to get all your guys' thoughts on Christmas Day. And of course, guys, have a happy holidays, stay safe, and of course, until next time, stay classy.